Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Erin. If you're returning, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be hopping into some more TV and movie talk. Well, TV specifically this time, talking about all of the shows that I find completely hilarious. The sitcoms or funny shows, comedy shows, comedic shows that are some of my favorites, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing some off of this list, but I have 20 here that I thought of off the top of my head, and I wanted to film this video, and of course I could do a part 2 or part 3 later on. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the video. If you have some favorite comedic shows, let me know down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up before you leave, and if you enjoy videos like this, definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel by hitting the red button down below. But without further talking, let's hop into the video. Alright you guys, all of these shows on this list are going to be ones that I have watched, enjoyed, and loved over the years, whether that be a long time ago or more recent. And they're not all sitcoms. I don't know why I said sitcoms, but like anything that's like funny, whether that be sketch shows, etc. So I had 20, but I had to put one more on this list, so I'm actually up to 21, and they're in no particular order, but I do think some of my more favorites are at the like top of the list, or like I'll get to last. So let's go ahead and start off the list, and I won't give too many synopsis on these. I'm terrible at giving synopsis, you guys. I'll try to, but I'm just going to talk about them briefly because I want this video to be kind of concise, just chatting, you know. So the first one on the list is going to be King of Queens. This one is one that's very popular. It's a, like, I guess you could call it sitcom type of show following this man and his wife and also his father-in-law, and the guy's like a postal service worker, and he's just like very hilarious. It's following Doug and Carrie and Arthur. Those are the characters, and it's one that's super hilarious. I know a lot of people love this one because it's got a lot of good humorous jokes in it, and I know my older sister used to watch this one a lot, and she loved it a lot. She even had like all the DVDs and everything, and I would watch it with her, and that's how I came to know about this one and why I really enjoyed it. So King of Queens had to go on this list, so that one is number 21. Coming right after that is going to be number 20, Golden Girls. Now Golden Girls is one that I think many people know about. Obviously it has some of the most watched and most like loyal fans, I would say. My younger sister, she is like, she'll watch this show over and over and over again, and I also really love it. We're following, as you can probably tell from the title, more mature ladies as they're like still going through life and looking through love and living together. And so yeah, it has Betty White in it, who, you know, unfortunately passed away. The next one is going to be Martin. I had to include this one on the list because I mean this show is just so hilarious. It has Martin Lawrence in it. He's the title character, and he also plays different characters throughout the show, you know, in very typical Martin Lawrence fashion. And we're basically following him and like his girlfriend and friends as they come through all of these crazy situations. This is one I can throw on at any time, and a lot of these are ones that you can like put on in the background, watch, do something else, but also be listening in. They're just very all comforting shows, and this one will really have you like seriously cracking up. Very hilarious, very good if you've not seen it. All right, coming in at number 18, this would not be a list if I did not include the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I think many of us grew up with this one. Obviously Will Smith was in this one. He's not, you know, not leaving his legacy looking too good with all this stuff at the Oscars, but that aside, this show is a really good one. I grew up with this one as well. Me and my sisters, we always would watch this one, and we're basically following Will's character as he is moving from, where was it? Yes, West Philadelphia, as the song goes. West Philadelphia, born and raised. And then he's going to his uncle or his aunt and uncle's house where they're like in Bel Air, and this is a whole different lifestyle, and he's kind of escaping from this more rougher area. And we're following this, and of course Will Smith, hilarious. Everybody in this show actually is hilarious. You know, Carlton was always one of my favorites to watch. Hillary, so out of it. But yeah, this one's a great one as well, and I'm pretty sure many people have seen it. They did recently just come out with a spin-off show or like a reboot or something like that, and I heard it was pretty good, but it's more on the dramatic side versus comedic side, so I want to check that one out eventually. But yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel Air had to be on this list. And coming right after that is another one that I feel like is a classic, and that is the Jeffersons. This one is also following, well, not also following, but it's majority black cast, which also Martin was as well. But yeah, and we're following this family, and it's just one that is very nostalgic for me because I remember as a child seeing this one on a lot in my house, and getting a lot of like life lessons from this as well. And it's really, really good. Now with the Jeffersons, we're following this couple as they're like literally moving up the, like, I guess literally moving up, and also like moving up like the social or economic, I don't know, but we're basically following George and Louise, I think her name is, and you know, the song even, which is very nostalgic, moving on up to the east side, and it, you know, we're following them as their journey, and like George is kind of like more like a rude character. He thinks like he should get his way and stuff, and his wife kind of cuts him down. It's very good, it's very fun, love it. Check it out if you have not. Next on this list is number 16, which is going to be Key and Peele, and this is more of like a comedy sketch show. It has Jordan Peele and oh gosh, Key, I don't remember what is his first name, but Jordan, no, Michael, no, oh gosh, as soon as I started looking up I remember Keegan. And so yeah, so we saw in Key and Peele, and they're doing all of these different sketches and pretty much making fun of, you know, everything in society and everything. I used to watch this one a lot on Hulu. It used to be on Hulu. I don't know if it is anymore. And I used to watch different short clips of it as well, or like full episodes. Very hilarious. They're so hilarious. And Jordan Peele has gotten even more big with, you know, going into horror with Us and Us and Get Out. So of course a lot of people know Jordan Peele's name. But yes, they're two guys that are very hilarious. They also used to be on Mad TV a long time ago, which that could very much go on this list as well, because I love Mad TV from back in the day. Love Mad TV. That could, we'll throw that as an honorable mention on here. But yeah, Key and Peele, great show, which leads me into number 15, which is the Chappelle Show. Dave Chappelle, just, he cracks me up. And the Chappelle Show is one that I've always enjoyed. I'll go back to it time and time again, and it's hilarious every single time. The sketches especially, I think Dave Chappelle just does them so well, and he's just so great at just finding humor in anything. I know he's been in some controversial moments here and there, but I have to say, just going back to the show itself. All right, number 14 is going to be Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a show that's like a, it's not a mockumentary, it's not like The Office, but it's almost in the vein of those. It reminds me of those type of shows. Very like situational humor, just silly characters, like ridiculous characters. We're following this precinct of cops, and they're solving all these different crimes and things, and we have this group that's working together, and they're all like, they all feed off each other and play off each other. The actors are amazing in this. I can't remember any of their names right now, but you guys have probably heard of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I watched it on Hulu. I was just bored one day, and I wanted something funny. And I had already been binging It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for years at that point. And I was like, let me find something else that's hilarious and see, you know, what other sitcoms, comedy shows I can find. And I happened to find this one on Hulu. And I love this one. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Like I said, I should have put this more toward the top of the list, like some of my favorites are at the top, but like I said, this list is in no particular order. I was just jotting things down. But one of my most favorite shows of all time is Ally McBeal. I hear a lot of people talk about Ally McBeal. It is an older show, and it stars Calista Flockhart and many other big names. But the reason why this is one of my favorite shows is because I don't know, I connect really with this show and with the main character, Ally. Played by Calista Flockhart, and she's just like this very eccentric lawyer. So we're following basically a group of lawyers, this law firm that is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, when you think about it logically, absolutely ridiculous, would not happen in real life in a law firm, but all the characters are absolutely hilarious. They're very eccentric, and Ally herself is very much like, she sees things, and she has all of these, like, I don't want to say delusions, but like, yeah, it's just a really fun show. And we're also following her journey where she's trying to find love, but also solve cases, and, you know, figure out what she wants to be and who she wants to be with, and how she's finding love, etc., etc. One of my favorite shows of all time. I can go back to that one and watch it over and over, and I've probably watched Ally McBeal all the way through probably like 4 or 5 times, and it never gets old. So one of my favorite shows of all time. Next is going to be number 12, 30 Rock. 30 Rock is a hilarious one. I watched this one quite a while ago, and it has Tina Fey in it, who's hilarious, and Alec Baldwin, I believe, as well. Yeah, and also Tracy Morgan. Like, those three alone, hilarious. It also has one of the ladies that's on Ally McBeal. I'm forgetting her name, but she played Elaine on Ally McBeal, and I'm not remember her name, but she's also in 30 Rock, and she's also just so hilarious. I love her. All of them together create this cast that I just gravitate towards. They're all just, they play so well off each other, and we're following basically this, I don't remember what it was exactly, but they were like working in entertainment and TV and stuff, and Tracy Morgan's playing like this big star, and they're all working together, solving things, well, not solving things, but like coming together to work together, and they just go through all these ridiculous situations. All these comedic moments happen. Really, really good show. I definitely need to do a rewatch of this one because I haven't seen it in a while, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Coming in at number 11 is going to be Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island, I watched this one for the first time, I want to say maybe 6-7 years ago, maybe even longer than that, probably like 8 to 9 years ago at this point now. 10 years ago? It's been a while, but obviously this one's a quite older one. We're following this crew, or these group of people that have get stranded on an island. It's not just the crew, but some of the crew, and then some other people that are stranded on this island, and it's Gilligan is one of the main characters, a very like kind of silly character, and we're following all of them as they're on this island. I remember watching this one with my younger sister. It's very kid friendly as well. It's an older show, and it's not like super laugh out loud like some of the humor that I would find maybe funny from some of these other shows, which may be a little bit darker than what they would have been doing back in this time when Gilligan's Island came out. But it's one that's just really a feel-good show that I really enjoy, and I've gone back to. So if I can go back to it and still enjoy it, it's a win for me. It's a win for me. Coming right after that is going to be number 10, which is Married with Children. Hilarious. Hilarious. So Married with Children is an American sitcom, which like all of these are, I believe, but it has so many different it has so many seasons, and we're following like this family. Al's the dad, and then like the wife, Peggy, I believe Peggy, and the dad is the most hilarious character. All of the characters are funny, including the daughter and the son, the wife, but I have to say the dad he just is so funny because he's just so snappy and witty with his like sarcastic and like kind of almost pretty mean comments. He's just very like pessimistic with his family, but it just plays for like a very funny show. It's thinking like Cosby, but like total opposite of that. Like not a loving family, but like a family that kind of can't stand each other, but also love each other at the same time and riffs off each other. It's a really, really good, solid, hilarious show. Yes, coming in at number 9 is Everybody Hates Chris. I just talked about Will Smith not too long ago. Now we're talking about Chris Rock, sort of. Not Married. Everybody Hates Chris is a TV show that's basically following Chris Rock, and kind of like a fictionalized story of his life, or when his upbringing, and it's hilarious. I remember watching this one a lot in like middle school, high school, definitely around that age, but I could definitely relate to a lot of the stuff in the show as well. And I just remember it being something that I would just come home and just turn on and just watch for like hours. Very good show, very hilarious, silly. My younger sister actually was just watching this one a few months ago. She started watching it, and I was like, oh, I used to watch that so much, and I started watching a few episodes with her, and I remembered how much I love this show, so I definitely have to go on my list here. Number 8 is going to be the Bernie Mac show, with, title character being Bernie Mac. This one is following Bernie Mac, his wife, and then they have his, I want to say like nieces and nephews. Something happened where he had to take in his nieces and nephews, or some children that are related to him, and now he's got these kids that he's got to raise, and we see him, there's almost like, it's kind of a fun setup with the show because we'll be following them in their life like kind of a regular sitcom, but then we'll have these moments where Bernie Mac is just talking to the camera, and it's very hilarious. Bernie Mac himself being a comedian, very hilarious, great timing, and the show itself is really, really good. It has all the kids do really great as well in their characters, bring in the funniness and also kind of like those situational comedic moments that you could have with kids as well. Really love it. So Bernie Mac Show. All right, coming in number 7 is That 70s Show. One of my all-time favorites. Like, one of my all-time favorites. I'm saying this, I'm feeling like a broken record here, but I've watched this one so many times repeatedly, and I absolutely love it. So we're basically set in the 70s. We're following this group of teenagers as they're figuring out life, love, and lots of recreational things that they probably shouldn't, but they're just teenagers. So they have this little moment where they're sitting in circles and doing like weed and all this other stuff. But besides that, the show itself is just hilarious. It's just a really hilarious show. All of the main actors in this are really, really good, the actors and actresses, and two standout characters to me. Definitely Fez. He's just so hilarious. Absolutely love him. And I also really love the parents. I think they're hilarious. They're just so, like, what's the right word? Witty? Situational? I don't know. But they're also standouts to me. Kelso, also love him as well. He's just so stupid, but it definitely goes with the character. It's so lovable. And of course, like, all the main characters, Eric, Donna. I just love all the characters, honestly. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on the guy with the glasses. I love him too. The curly hair. Yeah, all the characters are awesome, amazing. And we also have some romance in this as well. Well, many of these I might have romance in them as well, or other genres. But yeah, That 70s Show is one that I will always go back to. Okay, I couldn't do this list without mentioning Friends. Friends is one I definitely enjoy. I really love. It's not like an all-time, like, top of the list, even though we're here at the bottom here. But like I said, no order to this. But definitely it's very much one that I hold close to me, and one that I had to include on this list because I remember growing up, my mom would always watch Friends. She always watched it. She loved it. She would play it. One of our favorite episodes is the episode where Ross puts on these leather pants for a date and then he can't get them off. Absolutely hilarious. And the episode when Rachel cooks and she makes this like truffle or layered cake and then she puts beef in it. Absolutely. We still quote that episode to this day, my whole family. Like, when someone cooks something and it's not that great, we're like, this is so good, I'm gonna eat it outside. Like, absolutely such a quotable show, so iconic. So basically we're following this group of friends in New York, I'm pretty sure, and they're going in their experiences with love, dating, living, etc. But they're just like a really close-knit group of friends. The whole cast is absolutely hilarious. I mean, there's uber famous, obviously, Friends. I even have makeup products based off Friends. Like, I have one right here, and it's a show that I do really, really love. Like, sometimes I feel like, what's the right way to say this? Like, I absolutely love it, but also feel like sometimes it gets overhyped. So there's kind of this weirdness with it, but I absolutely love it. It's, obviously, I included it on this list. And the characters are always going to be something I hold very, very dear. You know, Ross, Monica, Phoebe, Chandler, Joey. I don't know why I'm naming all the characters. Rachel. My favorite characters, though. Definitely probably Joey and Phoebe and Chandler. I think those three they're all hilarious, honestly. But those three crack me up. Anyways, let's hop on to the next one, which number 5 is going to be Malcolm in the Middle. Another all-time favorite. I think I included some of these shows on my top 25 shows of all time. I'm pretty sure Malcolm in the Middle, that 70s show, were on there. Possibly also Ally McBeal. I'm pretty sure Ally McBeal was on there as well. But Malcolm in the Middle is one that, again, repeatedly I go back to. It's one that I grew up with, and I also really related to when I was a bit younger, especially to the character Malcolm, which is the pretty much title character. I feel like he was me in a character, like kind of like the smart one, but also kind of like always getting into stuff as well. So I always related really, really heavily to that character. And then the whole family dynamic is just freaking hilarious. We have this family we're following basically with three sons at first, later four, and mom and dad, and no, four sons, and then later five, and they're all just like, this family is kind of like wacko. That's the best way that I can describe it. But the boys are just always getting into trouble, mischievous. The mom is trying to keep the family together. The dad, who's just, loves everyone, is also working so hard for this family. And they're kind of like lower middle class, but really working hard, and just a family that loves each other, but also is a little dysfunctional in a way. And it's such a great show. So yeah, definitely love it. Frankie Muniz is in it. Yeah. So, okay. Moving on to number 4, Parks and Recreation. Another fave, obviously, it's on this list. And this one, we're following a group of people that work in the Parks and Recreation, like government, public service type area. It has Amy Poehler in it, who I find to be absolutely hilarious. One thing I love about this show is that the characters are just kind of cuckoo crazy, and it just works. It's just like so out there, so left field, and you just go with it. And it just really works. And the main character, played by Amy Poehler, she just really loves the community, and she wants to work hard for the community. And everything she does doesn't necessarily pan out, but it's just, she's like an idealist, and she wants to really work for the community. But some of her, bright, happy ideals don't necessarily work in real life. And yeah, there's some hilarious characters in this. To number 3, Arrested Development, which is such a good show. Arrested Development is a show that I started watching on Netflix several years ago. Again, it was a random watch, just bored, wanted to see. And when I tell you that some of the smartest, funny writing of any show on this list, it definitely has built itself up to be in one of those type of shows that just thinks everything through. There'll be a connection to an episode from all the way from like a season ago, or like 8 episodes ago, in a new episode, or like a later episode, and they'll connect this plot line, and the payoff is just so hilarious every single time. It's just every single time. Some of the funniest lines ever written is from this show, like freaking hilarious. We're basically following this family who's kind of like rich, rich upper class family that also has like some legal stuff that they're going through, and the Bluth family, that's their names. And the family is just very eccentric, all the way out there, crazy. And we have this dad who's named Michael, and his son, and they're the ones that you kind of almost feel like they're the normal ones, but they're really not. But they're like trying to work through and live with their family, basically, and also help their family through all of these different things. And it's just a hilarious show. Really, really good. If you've never seen Arrested Development, gotta check it out. All right, number 2, The Office. Office is probably one of my all-time favorite shows. It stars Steve Carell, who's like so hilarious. And I feel like a lot of people will put The Office as one of their favorite shows, or one of the funniest shows. And then there might be also some people that might not love this one, but I absolutely love this one because of it's just hilarious. I think that not every, and I do have some issues with The Office, and I'll let you guys know in a second, but almost every single character in this show is freaking hilarious. Not one single moment wasted for hilarious or like comedic sake. And I think the concept of it is really great as well. We're following this boss who's just completely unaware of how socially inept he is, and played by Steve Carell. And he just wants to be a good boss, but he's just absolutely ridiculous, inappropriate half of the time. And they're working in this paper company, and we have all the perspectives of the employees, all of these different characters as it progresses through each season. Now, I didn't watch like the last maybe 2 seasons or something. After Steve Carell left, I don't think I watched after that. But not to say that the other characters are not great enough to carry the show. I'm pretty sure they are, but I just didn't. But yeah, one of the most hilarious shows ever. Maybe have an unpopular opinion here. I don't care for Jim and Pam. Is that a bad thing to say? Like, I don't really care about their characters that much, or their side like story. Is that bad to say? I love all the other characters more. I think they're funnier. But anyways, this is not time for unpopular opinions. Let's go to my last show, which is probably definitely my most favorite. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I mean, if you've been on my channel for any period of time and have ever heard me talk about TV shows, you probably know that this is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. It probably is my favorite show of all time, if I need to just go ahead and say it there. Freaking hilarious. We're following these group of friends, the gang, and they're just absolutely ridiculous people. They're terrible people. They're horrible. They're absolutely ridiculous. And but that's what makes it fun, because you see that the actors themselves are making fun of these types of people and also taking it to the extreme, almost to a very satirical place. And they're making fun of everybody in society. And it's just, they do it so well. I mean, everything that they do in each episode is just hilarious. I don't think there's, like, I've watched every season multiple times except for the new season because it just came out. But yeah, and the show's been on for now 15 seasons. I know they're like greenlit for a couple more seasons, and I could watch this forever if they never ever stop making. I think that they would still be making top quality. Like, even the most recent season, season 15, was great. It was great. Yeah, I just love this show. It's just so hilarious. And they also have a build-up of different things as well. Very smart writing, very like situational comedy, but also like commenting on things as well. I absolutely love this show. And they also have recently started doing this podcast on YouTube, which is the joy of my life on Mondays when they post, where they're talking about the shows. And also the three main guys in the show, oh gosh, Charlie Day, Rob McHenry, I'm so sorry, and Glenn Howerton. Those are the three main actors. They're the ones doing the podcast along with Megan, who's like, I think a show writer. I don't know for sure. I think she's a show writer. And them just chatting is hilarious. They're just, you know, they go over the show, they pinpoint things from the episodes, but them just talking together is just funny. It's just funny. It's just so funny. They're hilarious. I mean, yeah. I could gush about this show and about these actors all day, but yes, that's my last one on this list, you guys. These are the 21 shows that I find absolutely hilarious and could watch any day of the week. But yeah, let me know, what are some of your favorite comedic shows? Is there some show that's hilarious that I need to check out? I've heard about The Community. I wanted to watch it and I've never gotten around to it. But is there some funny show or hilarious show that I need to check out? Let me know down in the comment section. Are there any new hilarious shows that I need to be checking out? Let me know. Rob McHellery, I don't know, the one that one of the creators of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and actors, he also has a show on Apple TV that I really like, but it's only got 2 or 3 seasons, so I'm waiting a little bit for it to, you know, to put it on this list. But it's really, really good as well. But yeah, that's it for this video, you guys. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel down below, and we'll check you out in the next video, or I'll check you out in the next video very, very soon. Stay safe. Adios.